Monday morning and I've just loaded my van up for this job. I've got a semi-detached house that I'm going to now, and I've got about 4 rooms to do in the house, so let's go and have a look. So this is the job, and this is the lounge. Now this property, it's been rented for a number of years and the person is moving back now, so they want it decorating through to how they like it. So a quick run through of the job anyway. In this room, ceilings are going white, the walls are going natural calico, the fireplace bottom is staying the same colour, the wallpaper is going to be stripped off and that's getting lined, and we're going to put this copper blush on there, and the woodwork is going pure brilliant white. There's a fair bit of work really, bits of patching has been done, so that needs fixing, bits of paper are coming off, so all that needs sticking back. Windows need cleaning off, there's a lot of mould around them. Right, so let's go into the kitchen. So this is another room that I've got to do. Now this has got a pretty bad ceiling. We've had a leak and it's, as you can see, damaged the ceiling. Now I don't think it's damaged the plasterboard, so what I'm going to try and do in here is see how much I can strip off. I mean, the Artex on that ceiling is rough, to say the least. So what I'm going to do first of all is see if I can strip the ceiling back to the plaster, and if I can, I'm then going to ask the customer if she just wants a flat ceiling, because I'm going to paint the plasterboard, the plaster ceiling, because in a kitchen really you don't want Artex on your ceiling because you want to be able to wash your ceiling down. So if I can't strip all the Artex off, what I'm going to do is patch it up, and then obviously we'll just have to emulsion the ceiling with the Artex on. So then there's the walls getting done in here, and the colour she's chose is caramel latte. That looks nice, better than that orange. Ooh. Right, so that's the kitchen. I mean, some of the woodwork in here is not too great either. But I'm sure we'll get around all that. Let's go and look at the bathroom next. Right, okay, into the bathroom. I'll just open that blind, I think, so we can have some light. Let there be lights. Oh, maybe not. Now that is pretty horrible. All that mould. So in here, it's all getting washed down. Get rid of all the mould. Gonna stay off. Obviously a lot of issues to fix. Right, so once you've cleaned everything off, this is just getting pure brilliant white on the ceiling and walls. and I'm going to use a bathroom paint in here with an anti-mould inhibitor in it, and it's also good for steam, so you're better using the correct paints for the correct room. Kitchen paints, you know, the better for grease. Bathroom paints, the better for steam. Right, so let's go and look at the final room, which is the bedroom, which is just here. So this room, all the paper is being stripped off, and it's going to be lined and then emulsioned with natural calico. Ceiling's going pure brilliant white. Radiator, pure brilliant white. I mean, all the woodwork and radiator is going white gloss. I think that sill will be going white gloss as well. Right, okay. So I'll show you some of the processes through the job. I've started in this bedroom, got the dust sheets down, and first thing what I'm doing is cleaning off the window. It was pretty mucky, so what I'm using is some PVC solvent cleaner. It's good stuff. I mean, these are really ingrained with dirt, so it's worth using something powerful. I've already washed them down with water and soap, and now I'm going to go over with this PVC cleaner. So once the window's cleaned, I'm actually going to put some plastic sheeting up. So, and I've got that there. It comes in a roll, so I'm going to measure it to size and stick some plastic sheet up once I've cleaned the window. Then I'm going to strip all the wallpaper off. Then I'm going to do any filling. Then I'm going to line the walls. Then I'm going to emulsion the ceiling, emulsion the walls, and undercoat and gloss the woodwork and the radiator. That's the job done. That's the window taped up now. Really does help that, because once that's done you can just crack on with the rest of the room, and when the job's finished you just take that off and the glass is clean and the job's finished. So like I say, now strip the paper off. All the paper has been stripped off now, and I've actually took some silicone out from around the window, all the nasty bits, so I can re-silicone a lot of that when I've finished. So the next job now is to sand the ceiling down and sand the walls down and give them a scrape over. Just check them over really, rake any cracks out, find any holes that may need some foam, and then once I've done that I'm going to give the walls a coat of PVA, touch up any burr plaster on the ceiling, and then I'm going to give it all a polyfiller. And then when that's dry I'm going to sand it down, touch up with PVA, then I'm going to line the walls. All the filler's done now, and I'm about to start lining. It's all been sanded, it just needs a coat of PVA. What I've done is I've took the unit out, and I'm just about to take that one out. Make it easier to line that wall, saves cutting round the unit. I've took the silicone out along the windowsill, and in the big gap that was there I've gone and put some foam in, and I'm going to cut that back 1/4 of an inch below the sill, and then I'm going to put some flexible wood filler across that to help with the movement in the window. It also helped with the drafts. This is the lining paper I'm using. It's actually from the Dulux Centre. It's made by Axel Noble. It's good stuff, nice quality, and that's the paste I'm using. It's a ready mixed one, and that's a good paste, suitable for kitchens and bathrooms. This lining paper is 1,000, and I'm going to give it 8 minutes soaking time. I've got a length there soaking, so while that's going away for 8 minutes, I'm going to paste my other 2 lengths. That's that wall lined now. So I've moved my paste bench to there, and I'm about to start this area. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to try and go around the corner anywhere. On this, I'm going to bring my lining paper straight down like that, and then cut it on the edge, and then on this one I'm going to go crossways. But what you've got to make sure is that you have a joint somewhere here. You know, don't put your joint there and have a full piece and another joint there, because when it dries it'll pop off. It can pop off, so you're better off having a joint along there. It stops the stress. It's going well so far, this lining. Preparation makes all the difference. I'll just show you what I've done up there. Cut it 1 inch and then cut little strips so it dries tight to the wall and doesn't peel back when it dries. And I'll cut that off later and finish off that wall. Just doing that radiator wall now. That was a 12-foot length. And I've finished it there into the corner. I'm not actually putting any paper up there. I'm just going to paint that. It's too difficult. Down the back of the rad. No need to go any further than that. It's drying out, so it's looks lumpy because of the bits of paste behind. But that's enough once that gets emulsioned. The lining paper has dried back on that edge. I'll just show you there. I've already started cutting a bit off. You know, and you can see how it's actually shrunk back round that way. If you don't cut it, it will peel off. So what you want to do, if you can see that edge, it's pretty neat. And using a razor blade, pull backwards on a slight angle round that way. Trying to not cut into the plaster. Now you can always give this a sand down, a light sand, and then when you bring these other pieces across, you do the same. You cut it, allow it to dry, and you cut it back on the other side, and it gives you a really neat edge around that. I thought I'd just show you this. That's what I mean by putting my first piece on from that mark there. And you've got to go from that mark that way and that way, because if you mark from there and work your way to the top and then put your first length on the top from a mark here and come back, by the time you get to here your paper stretches, so your mark's going to be off and it'll be further round. So I always go that way and then that way. I'm ready to do my first fill on the windowsill. This is what I'm going to use to do the filling. Just clean that up inside the sand. It's actually got some of that filler on it, so it's wet, that. That's what I'm filling, that gap at the back. Some places it's not too bad, but in others it goes really wide. So I'm going to put the first fill in that, and it's going to have a second fill. First filler in now, and the last thing you want to do is have it low, lumpy. You want it as nice and smooth as you can, the least amount of excess filler everywhere, less sanding, speeds your job up. So that just needs a light sand and then a second fill. The top piece of wood, look how that's been scrabbed. That's how much the ceiling bows. You can see how thin it is that side. So they're never true, you know, plaster's just never true. Right, I've got a gap to fill around the top of the wardrobes. So I'm using some caulk from the Dulux Centre. I've not used this stuff before, and it's going around the top between the ceiling and the wood. Because you can't quite see on this, but there's a crack all the way around there. It was already caulked, but it had shrunk back, probably been done a bit wrong, and there was a crack all the way around and caulk all over the unit, so I've actually cleaned off the caulk on the units. Right, that's the caulking finished, and what I do when I've finished is I get a screw and I pop it in the end. Some of them have got a thing that goes over, a cap that goes over the end, but if they've not got a cap, that is a good way of sealing the end.